Live from the News Hub here in Accra. Good evening and thank you for joining us. This is News 360. I am Isa Moni.
And I am Solace Rose Porte. Top of the bulletin this evening, President Nana Akufo-Addo parries recent allegations.
Is brought to you by...
Or still on the corruption allegations by some ministers against other ministers. President has parried recent allegations of these allegations against his ministers.
Also in the headlines, Food and Drugs Authority, together with police, arrest fake producers of mouthwash products in a swoop.
Police arrest 8 persons for tampering with ECG prepaid meters at Kenyase in the Kwabere East District of the Ashanti region.
On Mission tonight, we tell you about the ordeal of healthcare givers in Holomuni in the Wa East District as they struggle to carry out vital services daily due to poor telephony.
And on the international front, more than 100 people reported to have been killed after a tropical storm swept through the southern Philippines, with dozens more missing. We'll have all these and more coming up shortly. Please stay.
Right, and those were the juicy headlines. Now let's look at the details. A 30-year-old self-styled medicine manufacturer, Samuel Owusu, has been arrested by a combined team of Food and Drugs Authority and the police. Samuel told TV3 he, together with 290 others, used one day to learn how to manufacture mouthwash and 5 other products in Accra and has been in operation for nearly 6 months.
Samuel Owusu's arrest followed a dawn swoop on substandard, fake and unregistered drug dealers at Kwame Nkrumah Circle, Accra. After picking the first set of sex-enhancing drug dealers between the VIP and Chisco transport yards, the team came across this table with Sam's fresh mouthwash neatly displayed on it near the Hawkers Market. The team accosted this woman who was arranging the products, but she denied ownership. With assistance of other street traders, the owner, Samuel Owusu, appeared to claim ownership for the caretaker woman to be released. The product were in 2 brands and sizes. Samuel claimed he makes up to 200 cedis on a good day. But a more shocking revelation was that Sam's fresh mouthwash is manufactured by Samuel Owusu himself, using hydrogen peroxide and other chemicals he cannot readily recollect.
There are some other things that I've forgotten. I have to go and retrieve it from.
Samuel also told TV3 he studied how to make the products in a day's workshop in Accra, along with 290 others.
They taught us so many things like liquid soap and the others, so it took us for the day.
Head of Herbal and Food Supplement Department of the Food and Drugs Authority, Emmanuel Yao Kwating, is alarmed at the revelation.
I don't know how that one-day training can make you so competent to produce wholesome medicines for the public. The laws of this country requires that you go through a process, setting up your manufacturing area, registering the products, FDA making sure that your products are efficacious for Ghanaians to consume.
For now, Samuel is being held at the CID headquarters pending further investigations.
Now, still on drugs, the Food and Drugs Authority has seized quantities of unlicensed tramadol tablets and capsules. The drugs, together with cosmetics and fake sex enhancement drugs, were intercepted by the police and the FDA officials in a dawn swoop.
The laws prohibit the sale of medical drugs by unlicensed or unauthorized persons. The laws again forbid the sale of medical drugs on the streets. Yet all manner of medicines are being openly sold on the streets. Not even the persistent warnings and occasional arrests by the Food and Drugs Authority were enough to deter the perpetrators. A recent swoop in Accra has uncovered a number of banned drugs and aphrodisiac on the street. A 28-year-old lady who was resisting arrest during the swoop at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle was later found to be engaged in the sale of all manner of sex-enhancing drugs and varying brands of unlicensed tramadol. She does this together with her husband. These drugs, according to FDA, can be dangerous if not used appropriately.
So we are calling on the public to desist from buying these products which are not registered by FDA. If you are in doubt, let FDA know, because that is how somebody reported these ones to us.
The operation also uncovered some cosmetics and injectables which are yet to be identified by the FDA.
The issue we are talking about is a serious one. It is our health. If we collectively take it serious, then FDA can do a lot of serious one. It is our health. If we collectively take it serious, then FDA can do a lot of.
The Food and Drugs Authority has therefore warned the public to desist from patronage of drugs and medicals on the street. The authority has also urged the public to report persons engaged in the sale of medicines on the street to the police and other outfits.
Now let's move away from drug-related issues and venture into forestry. And all Forestry Commission staff will from next year undergo progressive military training. Deputy Chief Executive John Alote disclosed this at the end of a 3-week intensive training of forest guards at the military training camp at Isuchari in the Eastern region.
The training is to equip field workers in the fight against the increasing wave of forest and wildlife crimes, as well as tackling illegal activities in protected forest reserves. A total of 1,000 field staff made up of forest guards and range supervisors are to be trained. 290 staff made up of 200 forest guards and 90 range supervisors participated in the first training session in September this year. Bringing the number so far trained to 495. The training aimed at improving the physical and mental strength of staff and update their skills in weapon handling, among others.
You can now see how sharp they look, how their morale has shot up, their good timings made doing various navigation exercises undertaken.
Deputy Chief Executive John Alote urged the participants to apply the knowledge gained to enhance performance.
We are investing in capacity building, so we expect to see a correlation in terms of the reduction in the illegal activities that are happening in our forests.
He also assured of management's commitment to equip the personnel with the necessary accoutrement to ensure effective delivery.
We want you to apply yourselves to the work. Training is one thing. Going down there and applying what you have learned to the forest and protecting the forest, helping us develop the forest, that is more important.
There have been several reported cases of poachers, illegal loggers and miners, as well as maiming or killing field staff of the Commission on patrol duties. John Alote cautioned the personnel against acts that could bring the name of the Commission into disrepute, urging them not to apply the skills acquired to bullying the public. The General Officer commanding the Southern Command, Brigadier General Opon Pepra, assisted in presenting certificates to all the participants.
And now to Parliament. And the first session of the 7th Parliament of the Fourth Republic has ended. The House has risen for Christmas holidays to resume on the 23rd of January 2018. The Speaker of Parliament, in his closing remarks, asked members to come back reformed with their conduct sharpened. He was worried about the absenteeism and lateness, which he said adversely affected their work.
Meeting has been hectic, judging from the tall order of the business dealt with by this Honorable House. I congratulate you for assisting in the execution of the business, particularly those related to the budget and government business generally.
This has been a very eventful session of the 7th Parliament, which recorded the longest sitting with 140 sittings compared to the 5th Parliament, which had 101 sittings, and the 6th Parliament, which recorded 106 sittings. This Parliament also recorded several events, including the appointment and vetting of ministers of state. Also, we witnessed the approval of budget statement as well as the President's first State of the Nation's address.
Sadly, however, honourable members, we have failed to impress our public with the nature of our attendance at plenary sittings during this period. Indeed, the lateness affected the business of the House, as the scheduled commencements of plenary sittings were delayed on a number of occasions.
The two leaders from both minority and majority were grateful to their colleagues for their commitment even when they had extended sittings. They commended the press corps for the extensive and accurate coverage of proceedings during the session.
The Speaker, unquestionably, members have worked extremely hard during this session, especially in the consideration and passage of the Development Authority bills, the Zongo Development Fund Bill and the Office of the Special Prosecutor Bill, which often sent us late into the night.
Mr. Speaker, we remain dissatisfied with aspects of the bill, even as I've seen the final proof of it, and probably a better forum to address our concerns will not be this forum, but to seek a judicial review and interpretation of some aspects of that law within the context of Article 88(3) and 4 of the Constitution relative to Clause 4 of the bill as was approved by Parliament.
The Speaker, in his closing address, revealed government had secured funding for work on the physical infrastructure improvement of Parliament, which will commence in January 2018.
The project will include the construction of additional office block for honourable members of Parliament, rehabilitation of internal public corridors, and external finishing of the chamber block, rehabilitation of both internal and external finishing of the Speaker's office block, especially the basement and other ancillary facilities in the House.
Meanwhile, some members of Parliament were impressed with the performance of the House this year. Others expressed gratitude to their colleagues for their support and wished their constituents well this Yuletide. All in all, it has been good, and we can only hope for a very fruitful deliberation in the next Parliament, which resumes on the 23rd of January 2018. Catherine Frimpoma, TV3 News, Accra.
And still in Parliament, taxpayers who have defaulted in payments can now file and make outstanding payments without any penalties. This has been made possible following the passage of the Tax Amnesty Bill 2017. The initiative, which is the government's way of broadening the tax base and also to improve compliance, starts from January 31 to August 31, 2018.
According to the Ministry of Finance, a significant number of taxpayers fail to file their returns, with the average filing rate falling below 50%. The sanctions and penalties are quite stringent that deters taxpayers from coming forward voluntarily to file and make outstanding payments. Government is therefore introducing this amnesty to exempt taxpayers who register and file returns within the targeted period from paying penalties and interest for late submission. The bill also seeks to forgive taxpayers who have not registered with the Ghana Revenue Authority and registers during the amnesty period. Laying the bill in Parliament, the Deputy Finance Minister Kwaku Agyeman-Kwarteng said the measure is to help broaden the tax base and improve compliance.
After this exercise, the GRA, working with government, will embark on such strong efforts to ensure that we mobilize all the taxes we can mobilize. If there are tax payers out there who have defaulted, they should take advantage of this tax amnesty and redeem themselves. Otherwise, after the period, they will have themselves to blame.
Some members on the minority side, however, did not agree. To the minority leader Haruna Idrisu, a tax policy advisory committee like the Davis Committee of South Africa is what we need.
Mr. Speaker, further to it may be, we should begin the introduction of tax education as he suggested in our basic and second cycle constitutions in order that we learn the civic responsibility of paying tax.
Meanwhile, Parliament has passed the appropriation bill for an amount of 67,279,955,085 cedis to be issued from the Consolidated Fund and other funds during the financial year ending 31st December 2018 for the purpose of meeting government expenditure. The bill, in pursuant to Article 1792A of the 1992 Constitution, seeks parliamentary authority to enable government meet its spending. Ranking member of the Finance Committee, Kesel Latoforsin, urged the Minister of Finance to ensure a timely release of funds to the MMDAs to ensure the effective discharge of their duties. The Minority Chief Whip, Muntaka Mubarak, wanted the Minister for Special Development to correct the said mistake of 800,000 cedis estimate for a website before the ministry's budget would be appropriated.
An act to provide for the withdrawal of sums of money necessary to meet government expenditure.
Now let's move away from Parliament and do some other stories. The Roads and Highways Minister Mwakon Atta has revealed overloaded trucks will not be allowed to ply the Yape-Buipe bridges. He emphasized his outfit will penalize any operator caught flouting his orders.
The sector minister said this at the reopening of the Yape and Buipe bridges in the northern region. The Yape and Buipe bridges were constructed about 50 years ago to connect the northern and southern parts of Ghana and neighboring West African countries. However, the bridges in recent times have exhibited signs of cracks and slabs and joints exposing users to danger. Though the Roads and Highways Minister had already conducted 2 separate maintenance work, they became weaker by the day. This necessitated a total closure for emergency rehabilitation works to commence, hence the closure on November 22, 2017. On how safe the bridges are for travellers, the minister indicated that the bridges would not have been opened to traffic if his engineers had not cleared them for usage. The minister again revealed aisle operators will be monitored keenly to ensure they don't flout the safety measures.
We want to put it to use and monitor it closely for 2 weeks so that if we see any slightest defect anywhere, it will be corrected. And I can assure the people of this country that latest by 2nd week in January, the entire stretch is going to be asphalted.
He also cautioned that never again will the 2 bridges located on the only truck road between northern and southern Ghana be closed entirely.
Now, this is Mission on News 360. Don't forget that we're funded by UK Aid, supported by Danida, and also supported by Star Ghana. Now, let's go into the health side. And healthcare givers in Holomuni in the Wa East District struggle to carry out vital services due to poor telephony. They spent 3 days acquiring medicines from the central medical stores at the district capital, a service that could have been done on telephone. Patients, especially pregnant women and children, spend hours waiting for caregivers.
The number you called is not answering.
We referred her with the referral note, but how are we going? The midwife was even ready to accompany the woman to regional hospital, but the means wasn't there. So we have to sleep with that woman till the following day, where we'll now have access to the care track. Take the woman to regional hospital. She delivered there finally, but the baby didn't survive.
This is the struggle of healthcare givers. Vital medicines for clients take days to arrive. Getting supply from the district delays healthcare. Holomuni has no telecommunication network. A spot about 15 minutes drive from the health center at Holomuni serves that purpose. A tree has become a savior. This tree provides some kind of shade, and it gives the people here some comfort, all right. But the most comfort they seek when they come here is to be able to link up with friends and relatives. I checked on my phone. The signal is on, but not too strong. But you can hear some of them engaged in conversation, suggesting that indeed there's some signal around here. This is the only place that you can get linked up to people outside here. So health workers, teachers, and every worker in this part of the Wa East District who need to link up to other parts of the district would have to be here to make that call. Going by road would take about 3 days. So placing a call to order vital medicines and following up later to pick them up would save lives. But it is a headache for healthcare givers transporting referrals to the next health facility. In fact, in some cases, medicines are not available.
So at the end of the day, you give a prescription to client, go and buy medicine. Where would they get it here? To go to where and go and buy? Or they'll go to those provision stores here where they have some medicines and under bad conditions, you go and buy. There was an instance we refer a client to go and buy promethazine. The person went there and they give her salbutamol. Lucky on her part, she brought the medicine back to ask us how it should be taken. And we discovered that this wasn't the drug we prescribed. But if it was here, we wouldn't have written a prescription for them to go and buy.
The district health management team says placing staff is even a challenge due to poor telecommunication network.
You send a staff there, many of them don't even come from this region. They know nobody. They go to a community that they don't understand the language. Now there is no other communication channel by which they can even call and say, Director, today I think this is what is happening, we are in distress, just to give you a distress call. They can't even do that. You can also assess them. So why would you want to, in the name of helping people, put other people's children at such a high risk?
National Health Insurance Scheme card holders are also burdened. They cannot use their cards. Over 18,900 of the 31,000 plus clients who seek healthcare here are not on the scheme. They will therefore deliver at home because they would have to pay physical cash.
There was a time the insurance people, they were using this particular office to do the registration. But because we don't have network, communication network is not there, they will come and sit down here on all their machines, but the signals are not there. So they are compelled to come and take off all their things to a different place. And so if you look at even our OPD attendants, about 61% of them are non-insured. We have cases where a pregnant woman will become pregnant and then come to deliver without having access to the health insurance card. So when such client comes to you, wonder, am I now going to charge for the services I have delivered? Am I going to charge for the drugs I'm going to give to the person? Or what am I going to do? And sometimes you are in a state of dilemma.
Though a very poor economy, those with money can't get onto the NHIS. Community leaders say this is a big blow to effective health care.
Even if they have the money to do the registration for national health insurance, they have to travel from here to either Wa or Bulinga to go and do the registration. And so looking at the transport situation, the poor road network, how to even go there and get the health insurance card becomes a challenge.
However, the district health management team is working hard at providing care to clients.
For ease of communication and service delivery, particularly in health, where time is of essence, it's important that such telecommunication network be provided. So that we cannot overcome overnight the natural barriers to this place, as in the physical barriers that we have. But at least for telecom network, it's possible to overcome that. And we are ready to receive and welcome any person to look at these deprived areas where you cannot get there by road easily, and yet you can also reach anybody by telephone.
Serving a population of over 31,000, the Holomuni Health Center is strategizing to deliver quality health care. Healthcare givers' hope is to see a link to telecommunication network so they can improve on delivering services.
The number you called is not answering. To leave an instant voice message at a charge, please stay on the line. Otherwise, hang up now.
From healthcare, let's do some education. And the Dafiama Busie Isa district is battling poor contact hours between teachers and pupils at the basic schools. Poor accommodation in rural communities is depriving pupils time with their teachers. The result, poor performance at the BECE.
Most of the teachers are staying in town, then they travel here. Well, the time they used to walk from the town to this place, they waste a lot of time.
The district has over 11,000 boys and girls enrolled in 89 schools. At the primary level, school infrastructure is fairly good, but BECE passes are not encouraging.
We only have 2-bedroom apartment that is ready for teachers, that is built by the community. So if all teachers comes to school and we want to stay, we can't all live in those 2-bedroom. Some will have to go back to Busie to have accommodation there while others stay.
Children do not spend adequate time with teachers because schools are located in hard-to-reach places.
And when it's raining, we have nothing to say about the teachers' availability in the schools. And those under trees will not go to school on rainy days. Teachers who are commuting cannot commute through the rain to the communities. So we lost a lot of contact hours, and that is affecting us greatly.
In the rainy season, the situation is worse. The Education Directorate's headache is how to stop it.
You cut locks and make improvised bridge for you to climb across. Most of us cannot swim, so it's always difficult to go and carry your motorbike and cross the next river and go to your school. And when you are there and it starts raining, you have to run fast. Else, when the water comes and fills up the stream, you won't be able to cross.
The communities do not have accommodation. In fact, they cannot provide it. The few accommodation units are priced beyond the means of teachers. Teachers therefore stay at the regional capital, Wa, about 2 hours' drive to some schools in the district. This is worrying.
If you struggle to get a decent room, they peg it at 500 a year. So expensive that the teachers cannot afford. So most of them commute. And in commuting, they lose part of the contact hours.
Communities eager to support their children's education are helping. At Kamahego, residents have put up a 2-room mat accommodation, while another 2 are under construction. In fact, community support for improved education is huge, since the assembly and central government support is slow in coming.
When it rains, some of the schools will be there for the 3 months without officers getting in to monitor. Some places there are no bridges, but the district assembly is doing well. They are trying to work on the road network to ensure that all schools are reachable.
With the district bent on improving the 30% pass at the BECE, providing accommodation for teachers is key, and the pressure is on the assembly to ensure teachers have accommodation.
Well, that's all for Mission tonight. Don't forget that Mission is supported by Star Ghana with funding from UKAID, Danida and the European Union. News 360 returns shortly after this. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Let's continue with some more news from the News Hub. President Akufo-Addo has denied allegations of corruption against his government. He feels it is rather a desperate effort to make his government unpopular. The president was speaking at the Koforidua Jackson's Park at the end of his 3-day tour of the Eastern region.
One by one, he mentioned officials of his government who have been named in corrupt allegations since they resumed office. The president explained the Criminal Investigative Department and SHRAJ did not find any of them guilty. On the recent one about the Trade Minister, Alan Kyerematen, President Akufo-Addo said explanations he had received vindicated him.
There's nothing there. There is nothing there. And with this desperate effort to stigmatize my government with corruption, it is not going to work. It is not going to work. We came to do a job for Ghana. The ambassador about from Ghana, Sika.
The president said he was still championing corruption as he promised during the electioneering campaign.
Ibinom say, Katasisha ni proyena meka wasem election say meka wasem bio. Na mejemu. Me na man fan kan say me the politics. Trial of people for corruption is not a political trial. It's a criminal trial. We're not using it for political purposes. We're doing it to enforce the criminal laws of our country. The no, Babeya. You have to make sure that you're doing the right thing, you have the right evidence. So one by one, Ghana for say you know what I'm about. Say you know what. You go baby, I baby also go. You know I be ready here. The president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Now, Vodafone Ghana, through its Aquinto Ayefri, has paid the transport fares of its customers traveling from Accra to Takoradi, Kumasi and Tamale. The effort from the telecommunications giant is in line with its overall Christmas objective, dubbed Vodafone Super Red Christmas.
To Ayefri, which is in its third year, saw several hundreds of Vodafone customers who were traveling to Kumasi and Tamale first paid at the new plant station near the Kwame Nkrumah Circle. The idea is to wish valued customers a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. All a passenger needed to do is to be a Vodafone subscriber, show proof of a travel ticket, and Vodafone reimburses the money for them.
I'm verifying if he's a Vodafone cash user. Then after that, I'll check his ticket and then pay his fare back to him. Passengers were excited and expressed appreciation to Vodafone for the treat.
I have my 86 fare being paid for me by Vodafone from Accra to Tamale. I didn't expect it, so yeah, I'm excited.
There's no yawa in it. It's clean, perfect. We are traveling to Kumasi. At least we may have a little on you, but Vodafone is trying to support you, to pay your fare to you. It's a fantastic. We thank Vodafone for the best they have done for us.
In addition to paying the transport fares, Vodafone gave customers free food with the promise of receiving a hamper on their arrival at their destination.
We are giving foods to our customers, Vodafone customers who are already on Vodafone and have registered Vodafone Cash, who are going to Tamale.
Value segment manager at Vodafone, Louis Menu, said this is the best time to be on Vodafone because the future is exciting.
This is just to show the appreciation that we have for our customers. This is we giving more value to our customers. We want them to be happy. We want them to connect to people. We want them to feel very close to us as well. And this is really coming from our heart. We're giving this amazing gift to our customers this season.
Right now, pupils in some communities in the Setre East district of the Ashanti region walk up to 10 kilometers each day to school, a routine that is negatively affecting their education. World Vision is partnering the World Bicycle Relief to change the narrative with a project to distribute bicycles to help students get to school. A report by Benjamin Edu.
In rural parts of Setre East district of the Ashanti region, many students walk distances up to 10 kilometers to get to school on a daily basis. Some start their journey as early as 5 a.m. They attend classes late and tired, leading to poor performance, absenteeism, and high dropout rates. Young girls could fall prey to sexual advances by motorcycle riders who manage to offer transport services. The risk of snake bites and attack by wild animals are also high. Bicycles help students from such rural areas to travel longer distances to school. The Bicycle for Education Empowerment Program aims to improve school attendance and performance while reducing dropouts due to early pregnancy. World Vision has partnered World Bicycle Relief to donate over 80 bicycles to students from Tetekaso who attend school at Motokrodua in the Setre East district of the Ashanti region. To sustain the project, community members have been trained as bicycle mechanics to repair and maintain the bicycles, creating extra income for the community. Beneficiary students have signed bonds to use them primarily for journeying to school. But the bicycles become their personal property when they complete secondary education. Assistant head teacher of Motokrodua DA Primary School, Stanley Asiedu, is happy about the intervention.
Sometimes the first 2 periods will be over before they reach the school, and it is affecting their academic performance. With the presence of the bicycles, they will be able to come to school earlier.
The World Vision Cocoa Life Coordinator, Thelma Thompson, says child development and reducing child labor in cocoa growing areas is their priority.
If really we are talking about development of children, then education is key. And we also believe that in Ghana, as we have the F-Cube, then we should have logistics that will enhance education.
Parents were cautioned against using the bicycles to carry foodstuff.
The Electricity Company of Ghana has cautioned the public to desist from tampering with its new prepaid meters since the meters would expose operators. This follows the arrest of 8 suspects who have tampered with the ECG prepaid meters at Kenyasi in the Kwabere East district of the Ashanti region. A report by Benjamin Edu.
Exercise was carried out by the task force of the company and the police service. The Kenyasi district was the target due to the number of illegal connection cases the ECG has been recording from that vicinity in recent times. The 8 suspects are currently in police custody at Kenyasi in the Kwabere East district of the Ashanti region. The meters of the affected customers were also removed by the technical team of the company. The Ashanti Regional Public Relations Manager of the company, Erasmus Chirebedu, said when the meters are tampered with, an alert is triggered with their system.
Some of our prepaid customers are not purchasing the power. And apparently they are not purchasing because they have done a bypass. We've noticed that they have broken the seal that we have done to the meter. And anytime you break the seal, what you intend doing is to steal power. And so we have checked their previous records and realized that they are not buying power at all. If they buy at all, they are just very scanty.
He revealed that officials from ECG are monitoring both old and new meters. He called on customers to assist them with information as ECG is losing substantial revenue due to meters that are tampered with.
We don't want a situation where people would just be opening them, because if you open the prepaid, you've broken the seal. We understand some people have managed to get a MasterCard of which they use to reset the prepaid meters. It is a very dangerous practice, and we want all those who are into such exercise or business to desist from it, because one day you'll be found out And if you are caught in such a situation, you will be arrested.
You're on News 360, and we will return shortly with the latest from the world of sports.
Fosula be there with some sports news updates, and let's go to the health sector again, where the Chief Executive Officer of the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital, Dr. Felix Anyah, says Korle Bu is working towards the acquisition of a software to enhance efficiency and transparency in all departments' dealings. At a day's staff retreat at Sogahope in the Volta region, Dr. Anyah also said he was considering turning Korle Bu into a medical tourism center.
Chief Executive Officer of the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital, Dr. Felix Anyah, said the move to turn Korle Bu into a medical tourism center is to make full use of the expertise of the country's human resource to generate revenue. When successful, health practitioners from outside Ghana will be in the country to upgrade their skills.
75% of the revenue is from NHI. And then 25% is from out of pocket, any cities. There are people in Nigeria, Togo, Benin, Ivory Coast who want to come to Korle Bu. And we have everything. It's only the management. And so when we reposition our brand, we should be able to promote ourselves as a hub of medical tourism in West Africa.
Korle Bu Teaching Hospital is the largest health facility in Ghana and the third largest in Africa, though it faces serious logistical challenges. Chief Executive Officer Dr. Felix Anyah indicated management is considering acquiring a software that would coordinate and monitor activities of all departments for enhanced productivity.
Any manager should have the password to review the finances of other departments. You should be able to contribute to what is happening. You should know what is happening at your place, how much you have made, why you made that amount, what is your bed occupancy, is it declining, is it going up, why is it so, what are the disease patterns, what are your growth, what are the indices that are affecting your operations and all that. Every information to be there and transparent.
He's hopeful the challenges will be addressed if a new board is constituted. Departmental heads and staff of the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital, as part of activities climaxing the 2017 year, were treated to a day retreat at the Holy Trinity and Spa at Sogahope. Cruising, swimming, manicure, facial therapy and massage were among the package allotted to staff.
You're on News 360, and time now to check out some entertainment news. Now, after 2 months of battling on the spin and scratch, DJ 10K is the ultimate winner of the second edition of 3FM's Jam in 10. Now, the competition, which an Earth's up and coming disc jockeys, came to a close on Friday after a keen contest involving 4 finalists. Adjoa Mufose has details of the event.
Wherever the party will step
DJ 10K, against all odds, proved why he deserved the bragging right and all other benefits that come with it. The Accra-based upcoming DJ won both audience and judges over with his creativity on the turntable and the ability to get the crowd jamming along. He said the experience had been worth it and the opportunity will urge him on to get his A game on.
I want to tell any app DJ coming there, this thing is real, and I thank both TV3 and 3FM for what they just did. I will improve myself more than this.
For his prize, he took home 1,000 Ghana cedis, a 40-inch flat screen TV, and a citation. First runner-up DJ Money, who took home 500 Ghana cedis, a 32-inch flat-screen TV, and the citation said though he had worked tirelessly for the ultimate, the judgment had been fair.
With what I did from day one, I think I deserve it, but it's a competition. It's either you lose or you win. And I'm a second position, so I say I'm cool with it. I'm not going to give up, Second position is not going to kill my morale, I'm just going to work hard, win more awards.
DJ Kenya and DJ Tobile followed up in third and fourth place respectively and were awarded a tabletop fridge and a citation each. Head of Events, Entertainment and Lifestyle at Media General, Kenneth Addo, explained that the competition had been impactful since its maiden edition last year. He said coming years will be improved to include more diversity.
This year, the winner, DJ 10K, is also getting a 6-month internship with 3FM 92.7. So we are giving them the opportunity, as we are unearthing the talent, also experience what radio is like, and they can grow in the field of DJing in Ghana.
The crowd was not left out of the excitement as resident DJ at the Highway View, DJ Abe, charged them up with their favorites and what they term the official Xmas Jam.
And now to some international news, and more than 100 people are reported to have been killed as a tropical storm swept through the southern Philippines, with dozens more missing. Now, the Philippines suffers regularly from deadly tropical storms, although Mindanao is not often hit. And that's all for News 360. My name is Solis Rose Corte.
And I'm Issa Moni. You can check our website, tradenews.com, for the latest updates. Enjoy your evening.